Oh, what up, Doug? Just setting up the bird view for a little bit. I'm watching Alaska, what is it? What's it 2026, the most extreme Alaskan 4th of July car launch ever. All 36 launches, where they launch the cars off the mountain or the hill or whatever. Pretty cool. There's got to be 10,000 plus people there to watch it. What's funny is you don't see a crash test dummy in one of them. Not one of them. Remember the good old crash test dummies growing up? You was already grown up then. When I was growing up. When I was growing up, there was crash test dummies. Ouch. Northern Rednecks defeating Bordeaux for sure. Man, I can't find my other brown comb. I'm not happy about this. Now it looks like I've lost both of my combs. I really like them combs too. And I had an emotional attachment to them, so it really bugging me. I hope I can find the other one. I had it yesterday, and I only went to the fucking stone house and Coleman house, and I'm... This video would have been better without the music. I could have done without the music. I just want to see the action of the cars. My buddy Casey called me last night. He's on his way up to do the whole tubing thing here for a while, and then he's got to go back downstate to work for a day or whatever he said. And then he said he's going to come back after that and hang out for a bit. He's gonna bring me some, yeah, it's a little overcast today. I think there might be some rain today. I haven't really looked at the weather yet. It's really nice this morning. Fast. Not them high. Oh, fuck my life. Can't find my comb. Don't have a working lighter. Oh. Things could be worse though, I guess. I could have a wiener that doesn't work, but things could be worse. But a lighter would be pretty convenient right now. I'd probably trade a working wiener for a lighter right now. Ever since I quit smoking cigarettes, it's been like a real struggle to keep a working lighter on. But I found one. It's a big one that had the plastic thing peeled off of it, apparently. Dude, what up? Oh yeah. Don't even pay attention to that. That fucking shit's weird. Fucking weirdos. There's new reason I don't want to go to India. They're all gay. India is fucking gay. Look. I thought you drank the water. Or was that the Kool-Aid? Darling doesn't mean brother here in the United States. Darling doesn't mean brother. Darling is a reference that men use on women and women use on men. Brother means brother, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm pretty convinced the whole country of India is gay. Then I got a bigger comb, a much bigger comb, because hopefully won't lose it. I don't like it as much, but fuck it, it's the one I got, god damn it. It's the one I got. Ouch. You ain't teaching shit here. I'm unteachable and I refuse to learn. Ignorance is my choice. You're going to be taught here. You're going to be taught how Americans do it. If you're going to come to it, you're going to talk to American. That's just how it's going to be. At least for this one. Steven! Every time I hear or think of the name Steven, I think of that Irish lady yelling at her horse, Steven! I thought you were dead! King? I ain't no king. I'm just a bum. Carbonated water would kill a bird. They don't. Oh yeah, they don't burp or fart. They don't fart. Really? Didn't know that. I guess that's that would make sense. That's why the whole Alka-Seltzer thing devastates the whole Alka-Seltzer thing. Oh no, we got the grammar police. Oh no, not the grammar police. Doug, you got some grammar police in there. Feeling hungry. Feeling hungry right about meow. I need a oh right there. I was gonna say I need a spoon. Yeah. Man, both my calves feel like they had cramps last night while I was sleeping. Maybe that was what it was. Maybe I had some cramps in my calves and I slept through it. The Hooked on Phonics crew. I'm hooked on phonics and it worked for me. Alright, where's my other phone? Oh, where did I put my other phone? Got back from my walk. Took an hour to take my walk. And I took a shower real quick. Now I'm just kind of sitting here in my undies, cooling off. Oh, looking for other phone. I don't know where I put it. Can't find my other phone. It's on my comb. Fuck. Probably would be able to find my head if the fucker wasn't attached. Thank God for attachedness. Maximum attachment. Attaching of the head. Attachment. Maximum attachment of the head. Alright, I found my phone. I left it outside. Stop here in the back patio. Luckily it was still hooked up to that power bank, so it's charging now. Oh, let's see here. For lunch, we're going to have this pack of tuna. Pack of tuna here we're going to have. We got a pack of the 70 calorie, 15 grams of protein, wild caught tuna by Starkist. It's some ranch flavored. We'll start with that. Burn. We'll add that. Birthday breakfast. Fridays, smoky links. Sick. Wish I could eat like that. I'm gonna eat this tuna. Probably gonna have, I got a Greek yogurt from the fridge. I'm probably gonna eat that. Oh, I might have a protein shake. And I might eat some cottage cheese and pineapple shakes. I figure between all that, I should be good to go until dinner. Put some pineapple on some cottage cheese. I got some pineapple with no sugar added in a can. Throw that on top of the cottage cheese. It's really good. Peaches and cottage cheese is good too. Talking to the bird. That was the female. That was one of the females. If you pay attention to the females, you'll notice one's got a slightly bigger belly than the other. So that's how I can tell they're two different females. And a male, but I don't know if it's two different males or one male. There's at least 4 or 5 different hummingbirds around here. Yeah, it looks like they're looking right in at you. I know. See, I changed the angle a little bit. Got it up a little higher. Got the camera angle up a little higher, so it's pointing down on them a little bit. Alright. I can't watch the rest of this. I can't get over that fucking song kills me. The whole America shit.
Goku's scream tore through the sky. It was not a scream of pain, but a scream of rage and resolve. The remnants of Vegeta's sacrifice surged within him, power exploding inside without restraint. The light expanded, swallowed the space, and when it faded, Goku stood in a form no one had ever seen before, a more concentrated radiance, like living gold, breathing determination. The priest burned with fury, driven by a single will, darkness at the height of despair, and light at the peak of its resolve. The final confrontation begin now. Silence dominated the arena. Then someone spoke in a trembling voice. How did he reach this level of power without the necklace? Whis replied, it's clear that the power of Zeno's father played the decisive role. But what worries me isn't that. His body now carries the combined energy of Zeno's parents. The necklace used to balance the flow. Without it, everything depends on his body's endurance. Gohan clenched his fist slightly and added, I only hope he holds out. On the opposite side, the priest smiled and said mockingly, all this commotion without your necklace? I stripped you of the ornament and nothing remains but illusion. You are now nothing more than a failed experiment. Goku replied calmly and wisely, your only mistake is thinking that power is what makes an experiment succeed. That's why you won't understand why I'm about to crush you now. The priest raged, and suddenly he attacked. The punch unseen, unfollowable, but it didn't hit its target. Goku didn't just dodge, he vanished. And in the next instant, one strike. His fist collided with the priest's neck from behind. A muffled cracking sound echoed through the place. The priest's neck twisted in an unnatural angle. Everyone froze. Wide eyes, held breaths. But the priest was laughing. A broken, distorted laugh filled with madness. Goku looked at him and said with heavy calm, this laughter of yours is the echo of your final fear. The priest's laughter grew sharper and he said, let me show you my true nature first. Then we'll see who remains standing. As he laughed madly, a terrifying black aura exploded outward. Darkness spread, a suffocating presence choking souls before bodies. Goku looked at him steadily and said in a decisive tone, I hope you're done with your performance, because I can no longer tolerate seeing this distortion. The priest replied, don't rush, Goku. You're not the type to gamble with your friends, are you? He raised his hand slowly, and in an instant, the sky split open. A massive rift emanating crushing pressure that made the ground tremble. The priest, with a sinister smile, let's be polite. Your friends and your planet will remain safe, temporarily, of course, until I'm finished with you. Silence fell. Then Gohan whispered anxiously, his voice nearly choking, Dad, this is a trap. Every time an enemy drags someone away, they've hidden something. The priest's voice returned, more provocative. Come on, Goku. Don't tell me fear is starting to show now. At that moment, Goku disappeared. Suddenly, his hand was gripping the priest's jaw from the front, fingers digging in brutally. Complete humiliation. Goku in a terrifyingly calm tone. Darkness doesn't win because it's stronger, but because it bets that light will hesitate. Then, a direct...
Golden finches are so bright. Did I have a golden finch out there? I was kind of looking, reading
Goku
something.
lifted the priest with one hand into the air, his eyes steady and unblinking. And
How many days between mowing?
The priest suspended a smile and said,
When did we mow
I'll
last?
say it one last time. Don't make me extend my
It was
hand.
before the 4th.
This will destroy the
So it must have been like last Wednesday, huh?
An enormous
I think it was
surge
last
of
Wednesday
energy
we mowed,
erupted
didn't we?
from Goku's palm, blasting the priest with brutal
So it's been
force.
6 or
His
7
body
days
hurled
anyways.
straight into the heavenly rift.
It's finally
Goku
starting to
turned
slow
swiftly,
down a
looking
lot.
at everyone, especially Xeno. Stay here. This battle will end.
It'll be a
the
few
purification of this
more days
darkness,
before I have to mow
even if
again.
I know it will cost me my life. Then he launched forward.
My new rose bush is doing really good. It's done with all its buds, and now it's got a bunch of new growth on it too.
Completely.
So that's kind of
When
neat.
Gohan heard his father's words and the priest's threat, his heart trembled. I'm
Yeah,
sure
almost a
the
week.
priest wants to
Friday.
take my father to that
Yeah, Friday
dimension
was
to
you,
try.
huh?
He's
Yeah, it was
hiding
like
the trick.
Wednesday, I think.
Only minutes passed after Goku chased the priest when something
It's hard for me to remember that far
A
back.
descending light from the sky tore through Earth's atmosphere as if the sky itself had opened. And when the light faded, shock, they stood there. All the Kaioshins who had been imprisoned in the priest's palace. Complete rows, different auras, conflicting energies, yet one shared presence. Absolute awe. Murmurs, gasps, widened eyes. But the greatest shock was on Whis' face. His eyes slowly widened. His breath
I'm about
stopped.
to do my one-armed push-ups, my one-handed push-ups.
Standing, the Kaioshin who was killed, whose death led to Bull's destruction.
Gotta do some warm-ups
As if
first.
death had never touched him. One of them stepped forward, appearing to be the oldest among them. He bowed slightly, his voice resonating with solemn calm. King Zeno, we have observed everything from the beginning. The restraints have been released, and now we have come to fulfill the wish. The air trembled. No
I
one
filled this
understood
filled that hummingbird feeder up yesterday evening after I got home from.
At the same time, in another dimension,
I filled it up
Goku
about
and
6
the
o'clock
priest
yesterday
crossed
evening,
beyond
5:30,
limits of
6 o'clock.
perception. Their speed was no longer movement, but the tearing of distance itself. Collision, then separation, then another collision. Every blow between them released shockwaves that split dimensions, as if space-time itself was groaning under the pressure. On Earth, Whis descended, and beside him, Gohan. Whis stepped forward, his voice calm as he spoke. How did you return to life? The Kaioshin of Universe 7 moved, but before he could answer, the eldest Kaioshin stepped forward, his voice deep. In truth, we are the ones who brought him back. We have observed everything from the beginning. We did not interfere. We did not err, and we did not forget. We were waiting for the moment when the palace would become deserted. Our power as Kaioshin allows us to agree on restoring one person, only one restoration. If we all agree, breaths trembled. Then the other added in a lower tone, and in secret, we released the seals the priest
Yeah, they've been
placed
hitting
on
it
the
pretty
seven
hard.
dragon balls.
Like I said, I even diluted the sugar. I've made it a little more waterier. I don't know if it's the temperature or if it's that I diluted it some or what it is.
It was as if they were reborn.
I think it's maybe I diluted it some because I think the red one on the porch has some of the the mixture of the full 1 cup to 2 cups of water in it, and that one hasn't been hit as hard lately. Before it was getting hit hard, now it's not. Now they're hitting these ones hard. These ones have got the less, the diluted sugar water in
The
it.
reply came coldly. This conversation is not
Yeah, it'll be
with you,
gone by
Gohan.
dark today. Yeah,
It is with
I have to
peace
fill. I have to fill it up
There
this
is a
evening
prior
sometime.
agreement, and messages reached us from souls who
We'll,
lost their lives.
we'll watch it for now and see how long it takes them. They're coming in pretty frequently.
Except Whis. Gohan stepped forward again, his fist trembling. At the very least, you can move between dimensions. If you won't tell the truth, take me to my father now. The Kaioshin of Universe 7 replied with a warning tone. Your words are dangerous, Gohan. If the priest sees us,
Too.
the plan will fail.
Yeah, I've got at
can
least
approach
4 to
you.
5.
Gohan did not answer. He transformed. His energy exploded. The ultimate transformation ignited. The air tore apart. He raised his hand, directing his power straight at the Kaioshin of Universe 7. His voice steady, terrifying. This is the last time I say it. Take me to my father now. No extra word. Otherwise, I will kill you for the second time. And then there will be no return. Gasps filled the air. Piccolo clenched his teeth. Korin froze. Chi-Chi could not speak. Whis stepped forward quickly. Gohan, wait. Let us understand the wish first. He cut him off, his voice broken yet resolute. Impossible. I will not stand here and wait. If my father loses his power, if he falls into a trap, I would rather
See, that's
die
the bigger
there,
bellied one right there.
death from afar. A long silence.
See how the big the belly is on her? And I watch when the other one comes.
Step forward. Very
See
well.
it?
Take
The other
care of
one
yourself.
seems to be
We
slimmer.
will handle the wish with
Seems to be a
grace.
slimmer
At that
bird.
moment, Zeno jumped excitedly with childlike enthusiasm, waving the necklace. Wait, I'm going too. This might help. The Kaioshin exchanged quick glances. Then one of them nodded. No problem. Let us hope the plan succeeds. In the other dimension, Goku and the priest were locked in a decisive battle.
Oh
Light
yeah,
and darkness
they get all the
collided,
hummingbird action there. Then
as if fighting over the soul of existence itself. Every blow, every attack,
Stealing
was
all
not
your
merely
hummingbird
physical
action.
power, but a lesson in will,
Ouch.
a lesson in patience, control, endurance, and understanding the value of every energy in the universe.
over at my grandparents' place when they were there and stuff, when they were alive still.
The Kaioshin moved in
The way my
sequence.
grandpa built the house
Taking
there,
advantage of the priest's
they had a
negligence
big,
to avoid
the front of the house, because the house sat on top of a hill that overlooked the field down to the lake. And it was all, and they owned 80 acres right there from the road down to the lake, or down to the boat launch road anyways. It wasn't just butt up to the lake. There was some small quarter acre lots in front of their place or whatever. But anyways, on the front porch had a big old bay window, and then you could see like right through the house and through the dining room, and the dining room had a good sized window in it. And they put the hummingbird feeders out there, and then you could see right through the house, so the birds would try to fly right through it. You know what I mean? They thought they could fly from one side to the other. Birds are always flying in the fucking windows there. Hummingbirds, other birds. Hummingbirds and little birds, you know what I mean?
A moment where each side caught its breath, but something strange happened. Goku clutched his chest, an odd sensation flooding his body. The priest
Because
watched
they could
Goku
see like right
closely.
through, you know, so they figured they could pass right through it.
Do you understand now why we came to this dimension? Here, time is heavier. Every second increases my endurance, and every moment diminishes yours. Will you endure now, or will you collapse before the truth? Goku did not reply, but thought to himself, my body is collapsing from within. I haven't rested even for a moment since this journey began. This strike will be the last. Everything must end here. Then energy began to gather around him. Goku summoning every ounce of his strength, while the priest responded with a surge of dense darkness boiling within his body, reflecting all the evils he carried. Both screamed at the same time, at the top of their lungs, a scream that shattered the silence. Then the two colossal energies surged toward one another, light and radiance against darkness and corruption, an immense collision that shook every corner of the dimension. The pressure was overwhelming, lasting seconds, even minutes. Then came the greatest clash, a massive explosion that shook the dimensions. At the same time, the Kaioshin seized this moment and began preparing the Super Dragon Balls. Whis stepped forward, taking control of the situation, and said firmly, "But I have a condition. If you want the wish to be granted, this condition must
Drunk
be
squirrels.
I will not speak without its guarantee." The Kaioshin froze for a moment, then Whis gestured.
You get drunk birds hitting the windows. Yeah.
Even now, Goku has never wanted
My grandma used to have a chunk of property down the road from the main property there.
Has revealed his true
Well,
nature.
technically it was Billy's, but it was Grandma and Grandpa's, and they gifted it to Billy at one point, another 40 acres. But I used to have a blackberry patch over there. We could go harvest blackberries from. But when Grandma died, Billy sold the property. He really, I guess, don't really plan on coming up here anymore.
Changed the course of everything. After the great explosion and devastating storm, Goku lost his transformation, hurting yet resolute. On the other side, the priest also lost his powerful transformation, his eyes blazing with rage. Goku clenched his fists and said, "Damn it, my body has been drained too much. But Vegeta's sacrifice was not in vain. I will not retreat, no matter the cost." The priest, with a mocking smile despite his anger, replied, "Good. This time we'll fight without false transformations. See if you can endure without the transformations you've grown accustomed to." Goku smirked in return and said, "True power isn't in transformation, it's in will, and that's something you will never understand." Suddenly, the clash erupted. Punches rained between the two, every strike releasing waves of energy that shook the surrounding dimensions. With each punch Goku threw, he said wisely, "Light is not measured by strength alone, but by what it protects." The priest laughed and replied, "As for darkness, it knows no mercy, and it exploits every weakness." Goku counterattacked and said, "Even pain is a lesson in endurance. Every stronger blow makes me more prepared to end this." The priest seized the opening and said, "Your weakness here is my final opportunity. You will not leave this battle alive." Suddenly, the priest stabbed Goku in the stomach with a shining energy blade, drawing close with malice as he said, "Look at your body, at your heart. This is the price you pay for not possessing true power and for your blind faith in the light." Goku fell to the ground, writhing in agony, but he lifted his head with a defiant gaze. "Even if I fall, my will not die. I swear your end will be by my hands, no matter what happens." The priest laughed mockingly, his eyes gleaming with darkness. "So, let us see this resolve. Will you endure what is about to come now?" The priest raised his hand, but suddenly, a devastating attack, a colossal wave of energy, crashed down on him like a mountain. The veil cleared, and Gohan finally appeared, brought by the Kaioshin, who had been hiding with Zeno beside him. Gohan shouted with determination, "Come on, Zeno, do what must be done. My father needs that necklace." Zeno rushed forward at full speed, tears on his face, heading toward Goku, his eyes filled with a mix of fear and hope. The priest saw the scene and smiled sarcastically. "I did not expect you to come this far, just to offer your deaths for free." Zeno reached Goku. Goku opened part of his eyes, writhing in pain.
Ooh,
and
God,
said,
you got a
"Please,
fucking nice
stay
hole
away.
in here.
I don't want
69
anyone to
degrees.
die because of this
Can you tell me what that is?
Zeno stayed beside him and
It's a
said in his
scam.
childlike
Well,
voice,
I don't know. That's why I came and asked you.
Everything that comes to you, if it ain't from a business that you know, that you already do business with, it's a scam.
emitting gentle, pure rays of light that cleansed Goku. The priest, despite his smile, felt tension as he watched the scene.
Oh my God.
Gohan stood firmly,
Watch your
whispering
feet.
to himself, "I must buy time for my
You know what?
even if it
I
costs
tried
me
to
life."
put
His
my
heart was clenched with fear. for
left
his
foot up
father, yet
first.
he raised his hand and
I
launched
couldn't
a
do it. I
devastating
could put it
attack
up there,
toward
but I
the
couldn't get up
causing
the
a
step.
It's because your right foot dominant.
was expected. The
No,
priest
my right foot, I couldn't put it up there
said mockingly,
first.
"I understand your plan.
Now I'm all fucking
Buying time
confused.
for your father. Such a very
Okay,
small
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Your entire
Right-handed.
existence
Okay, then your right foot
is nothing
dominant.
but an open book, and I am
That's
the
why I keep
author."
telling you, you
Gohan did
need
not
to walk,
retreat.
Ma.
He chose to
The
attack.
only way you're gonna keep your legs straight or get any of it back is you gotta
Striking
walk.
the priest rapidly, but his assault felt like a gentle breeze passing by him. The priest smiled.
Mu-
How
Muscles, if you
foolish.
don't use them, you
still
lose
do
them.
not realize how far above you I am. In the blink of an eye, the priest placed his hand on Gohan's face, then unleashed a devastating energy strike that did not even exceed 1% of his power. Gohan's face was covered in blood, yet he did not surrender. He rose again and said,
She keeps hoping and thinking there's some magical pill that's going to make her younger and stronger and skinnier.
The priest said, mocking,
She don't get it that the only way that she's ever going to, even at 70, you know what I mean? You don't have to have a hard time walking up the stairs at 70. But the problem is you don't do nothing. 90% of her day is spent in a recliner chair, crushing candies on Candy Crush with her feet elevated. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think's going to happen? Your legs are going to get weaker. That's just facts. But I'm an asshole for saying it. Should have seen the look I got scowled at. You'd think she was German the way she scowled at me. Because she'd be scowling.
No longer able to stare. At that moment, the priest advanced with cold steps toward Goku, but a small body suddenly stood in front of him. Zeno. He raised his trembling hand, tears pouring endlessly, memories of deception, pain, and the revealed truth all exploded within him. He screamed in a broken voice, "Stop! Don't touch him! Please!" The priest stopped, looked at him, then smiled, a cruel, twisted smile. How touching! A child trying to protect his broken hearing. Is this all that remains of this existence? The priest raised his hand to end it, and suddenly the sky split apart. A dense light poured down from above, carrying not 50, but judgment. From the heart of that radiance, shapes began to descend, figures familiar, yet different this time, one by one, angels. They all returned. Those who had once stood against Goku, who had watched him as an opponent, a test, even a potential danger. Now they returned, not as judges, but as allies. Fathers stepped forward, sharp eyes, yet behind them lay a silent acknowledgement.
Farm boy.
Realized the truth, that this man was not the cause of chaos, or the final barrier against it. They descended in solemn silence, lining up behind Reese. He was the one who led them. He was the one who carried the decision. And he was the key to the wish that brought them back from nothing. Then the light changed. Another radiance erupted. Another arrival. The gods of destruction. Those who had once fallen. Those who had been Goku's fiercest enemies in the past. Had now returned. They stood again, not driven by revenge, but to stand
not much,
where they
just
should have
chilling.
from the very beginning. In that moment,
Just
Goku
chilling,
was
really.
no longer alone. The universe, with all its contradictions, had
Trying to stay
finally
cool.
chosen
I was
to
like,
stand
oh, it's cold in
beside
here.
the priest
And so it's
stood
69
for
degrees.
the
It's
first
comfortable.
time. His eyes wide.
It is cool
not
enough in here, though, like
fear,
here.
but in realization of something that had happened without his notice. A few seconds passed, then he smiled and said with eerie calm, "Huh, how did I overlook this? Everything was happening behind my back, and I thought silence was obedience." Then he raised his voice, looking at them all. "Don't tell me you suddenly decided to stand with Goku, the one who was the very cause of your annihilation in the first place." At that moment, we stepped forward and said with unmistakable clarity, "None of them stood with you out of conviction. They walked under your shadow, out of fear, not loyalty. And when your deception was exposed, everyone understood the truth." The space trembled. Then another voice rang out. Beerus stepped forward from the ranks of the gods of destruction and said, "It's true. I once fought Goku, and it's true that my pride blinded me. But today, we have come to atone for our mistakes." He clenched his fist and added, "Even if only a single pulse remains in our veins, we will stand with him. We will stand with the one who carried the burden of this existence in our place." At that moment, everyone began to charge. Aura after aura, light after light. The energy of the angels merged with the power of destruction. The sight was awe-inspiring, as if the universe itself were holding its breath. The priest looked at them, smiled, and said, "Good. You have all revealed your intentions. That way, I won't forget anyone when I erase all who dared to think against my rule, even in secret." Then, everything exploded. A single scream, a single assault. The angels released their power all at once. The gods of destruction unleashed their very essence. A cosmic wave, light and annihilation at the same time. And in the midst of it all, the necklace was floating. It was no longer merely glowing. It was drawing in light, not only from this dimension, but from the original one, from planet Earth. There, everyone felt something different. Warmth, a call. Someone shouted, "That's Goku! I'm sure of it. He's asking for our help." Krillin raised his hand first, then Piccolo, then one, then another. Entire groups raised their hands, hearts trembling yet filled with hope. Light burst forth from them like sincere sparks, rising into the sky before vanishing toward the distant rift. It was not merely the light of power, it was the light of faith. Faith that this man who had fallen would not be left
I guess I
alone.
gotta take Mom to go get her meds.
And in
Here in
the
a
other
little bit.
dimension, the
She's gonna
light
go take a
was
shower
bright,
and stuff
and the
first.
confrontation was approaching its decisive moment. The screams tore through space. Gods of destruction and angels of the universes. Everyone was pushing with their full power. And at the center of this storm, the priest stood, threatened by forces beyond imagination. His scream
Can't just
rose
realize
through the space.
there are
burning
birds
with
on the
rage. Then he
up
released
here.
an
Oh, it's like
immense
TV
wave
form.
of
That's
destruction.
sick.
The waves surged forth, rising and
Foxy,
striking
she
down
likes
gods
watching
of
dogs on
destruction and
TV.
angels alike. Everything that stood in its path fell before its overwhelming violence. The priest said, his voice shaking existence like thunder.
Man, I've been hitting the old grip trainer kind of hard lately, and my fucking forearm's been killing me the last few
Those
days.
for whom I created order, those to whom I granted existence, how dare you turn against me? I will make your betrayal a new law of torment. I will erase your names from time itself and leave no trace of you, not even in memory. Suddenly,
Oh,
a flare of golden light rose from the ground, a pillar of radiance like life itself. It reflected on the priest's face, and shock froze his features. It was Goku standing firm, and before him was Zeno, his eyes blazing with
I'm glad I went out there and opened up the windows on the truck so
gathered by the
it
people
cool off
had
in
risen
there.
to pour directly
Like a
into
hot box sitting
Goku's
out the
heart.
driveway in the sun.
Goku took a deep breath and shouted with a voice that carried an unbreakable will. Every soul that contributed, every moment of sacrifice, none of it will ever be wasted. Now,
Yeah, my buddy Casey's coming out. He's gonna bring me a vintage bottle of Seagram 7 OV, a vintage bottle of Canadian something, 3 different kind of vintage bottles, and they're all Canadian whiskeys though.
The gods of destruction fled one by one.
He's also bringing me a piece of petrified wood to add to my mineral collection.
He looked at the devastated
What else did he say he was gonna bring?
lying there, covered in blood. He remembered
He was gonna bring a
the
couple
moment
other
he
things.
fought Gohan. Now his heart filled with regret, yet he summoned his resolve.
He's gonna bring
For your father, I will atone for my sins.
He's got to bring a 22 up for his buddy and a 16 gauge up for his buddy too. Not me. His buddy. His other buddy. Not me.
At the heart of the scene, Goku unleashed a colossal energy, blazing like burning stars, as if every life and every hope of those who trusted him were flowing into it. Zeno stood beside him, extending his hand, sharing his spiritual and emotional power, pouring everything he had into Goku until they became a single mass of pure light. The priest did not stand idle. He began to scream and resist the attack, and the pressure generated was enough to twist reality itself, as if every particle in existence screamed under the strain. The pressure was final, pressing down on everything, on the earth, on the sky, on the hearts watching, and on the souls that had come to understand the meaning of sacrifice, love, and mercy after an unbearable, terrifying pressure. After unbearable, horrific pressure, the place erupted in a cosmic explosion that shook everything around it, so violently that even the air trembled, as if time itself had been struck by shock. The priest lay fallen on the ground.
Alright, dinner or lunch log is going to be a protein shake, the tuna, the blueberry Greek yogurt.
As though all the power of its evil had vanished. Everyone stood silent, their breaths held, their eyes awaiting a moment in which there was no longer any room for error. A final touch. Then, in a calm like lightning before a storm, Goku appeared. In his hands he carried the legendary sword, the sword that had manifested through the power of Zeno's father, the only weapon capable of sealing the end of darkness and establishing justice. Goku arrived. Then the priest raised his head with difficulty and said in a broken voice, "Light has won, just as you wanted. Everyone is looking at you now, as a hero." Goku said, "Look around you. What did you gain? All this manipulation, all these souls.
That's the stuff doodle. Alright, later.
Those you exploited stood against you."
I've got about an hour before we're going to head out. Mom's got to take a shower, go check the laundromat.
From the moment I broke the taboos,
So I'll be here for about another hour.
A single being in this existence who matters to me, except you. And you're still smiling?
This Chobani Greek yogurt's not that bad, actually.
Smile, Goku, because I will take you with me. Everyone's eyes widened. A silent shock.
At least the blueberry and strawberry weren't bad.
Whoever brings down my souls brings himself down with them. Vegeta was unaware of that. His self-destruction made his death absolute, beyond any wish. Even the Super Dragon Balls fall under the curse of my dark souls. When you brought down the first soul, it didn't end with you, because you did not cause yourselves an explosion. But what distinguishes my third soul is that it detonates the one who causes its fall, forever. Shock spread. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged stunned glances. Goku closed his eyes and fell silent. Then he smiled. He opened his eyes and said calmly, "Is that all you wanted to say? Perhaps because you never understood the battle from the beginning. We did not fight to live, but so that others may live. We fought for love, for hope, for justice, not for ourselves. As for you, you fought to remain alone above everyone. That's why your threat does not shake me, and my fate will not change the truth." Gohan suddenly leapt forward, his voice breaking. "Stop, Dad! Don't do this! We were waiting for this moment to be together again, to live as a family. How can you accept disappearing forever?" "Listen to me, my son. There is no other choice, and I won't leave this task to anyone else. This is my responsibility. Take care of your mother. Be the man I know. Live in peace, and don't carry this guilt in your heart. And tell your brother Goten that I'm proud of him." Zeno stepped forward, his childlike voice filled with sadness. "Goku, you are my guardian. You are the safety I never knew before." "Zeno, I promised you something. I promised I would bring your parents back, and I will not betray that promise as long as I breathe." He slowly raised his hand. The necklace began to glow with a gentle light in his palm. Goku poured into it everything that remained within him, pure light, then placed the necklace in Zeno's hand. I have emptied your parents' power from my body. I planted it here, inside this necklace. It is no longer a weapon, but a promise. With this, you will be able to see them again. Use the Dragon Balls and restore your lives. This sword, I won't be able to manifest it if this chance is lost, because your father's power is no longer within it. And now, let me do what must be done. At that moment, Gohan burst into tears, screaming at the top of his lungs. Goku turned around, clenched his grip on the sword, and drove it into the shattered crack in the priest's chest. The priest screamed, and Goku screamed with him. Light exploded. Then, silence.
Somebody messaged me?
Gohan collapsed to his knees, crying without a sound. The gods of destruction bowed their heads for the first time. The angels closed their eyes. Everything vanished. Light prevailed, but it took with it the most precious jewel of all. On planet Earth, a silence prevailed that did not resemble peace, but rather the emptiness left behind when the heart that once warmed. They all returned. The angels, the gods of destruction, the friends, but Goku did not return. Chi-Chi stood alone, only staring at the sky, as if she were still waiting for his voice. That voice that always said, "I'm fine." Victory was achieved, but its price was so heavy that joy did not dare come close. The Dragon Balls were gathered, and Shenron manifested. The first wish, Goten's return to life, a brief moment of happiness, an embrace, tears, a shy joy, because the one who should have smiled first was absent. The second wish, Trunks returned. Trunks came back and hugged Bulma, but his eyes searched for one person and did not find him. Only then did he understand Vegeta would not return. Joy faded once again. The third wish remained. Everyone hesitated, but hope was stubborn. They stepped forward and asked, "Shenron, bring Goku back to us." A heavy silence fell. Then came the voice, firm, decisive. "I cannot. A power beyond my existence prevents it." They asked about Vegeta, and the answer was even harsher. "His fate has been sealed by a law that surpasses even the Dragon Balls themselves." Hearts broke, but Zeno stepped forward, gripping the necklace tightly. But Goku still exists, doesn't he?" Shenron raised his head and spoke in a different, deeper voice. "Goku is not in the world of the living, nor in the world of the dead. He is at a threshold point, beyond a barrier I cannot penetrate." Everyone was stunned. Then Zeno spoke. "Then what about my mother and my father? I want to see them." Shenron lifted his head and fell silent for a few seconds. Then, for the first time, he closed his eyes. A full minute passed without a word. Then, without uttering a single sound, light ignited in the dragon's eyes. Space trembled, and then Shenron vanished suddenly. At that moment, a soft light surrounded Zeno. Not an explosion, but an embrace. Everyone waited. 1 second, 2, but no one appeared. The light faded. Zeno, in a broken voice, "Where is my mother? I can't see her." Everyone looked around in disbelief. This is unprecedented. Shenron does not make mistakes. Krillin, did the wish fail? Before anyone could finish speaking, a beam of light descended from the sky, slowly, as if choosing its place. Then, 2 figures appeared. They stood there with solemn calm, an aura not of battle energy, but of purity. They were Zeno's parents. Everyone froze. Then, Zeno ran. He ran like a child who had finally returned home. He threw himself into their arms and cried, and they cried with him. Angels rejoiced. Even the wind changed. It became lighter, purer. Whis looked at Zeno's mother, the one who had raised the angels, and asked calmly, "But how did Zeno remember his parents? His memory was gone." The mother smiled for the first time, the smile of a mother who knows the secret, and said, "Because Shenron was not the reason we returned, I asked him for another wish, without announcing it, a wish to fully restore Zeno's memory." Everyone's eyes widened. Then Osiris, Zeno's father, stepped forward and said in a deep voice, "As for our return, it was thanks to the necklace. Goku planted our power within it.
Later.
That is why we returned, without the need for a wish." Tears began to fall. Goku's memory filled every corner. Goten collapsed, crying. Zeno raised his head and smiled despite the tears. "I'm happy to meet you both, but without Goku, how will I live?" Osiris looked toward the horizon, then said with shocking calm, "In truth, we are the ones who prevented Goku from coming at first. He did not die at all." The world froze, but the real shock was Goten's. A warm hand was placed on his head. He trembled. He turned slowly. There, standing, smiling, with eyes the heart recognized before the mind. Goku. He did not die. He did not leave. He was only waiting. Not even a second passed after Goku appeared before Goten threw himself into his chest, an embrace unlike any other, as if he were trying to make sure that this body was real, warm, alive. Goten, crying, "Dad, don't leave me again." Everyone stood motionless, wide eyes, trembling hearts. Chi-Chi ran toward him and embraced him fiercely, the embrace of a woman who believed she had been widowed forever. Gohan stepped forward and hugged his father with deep calm. In that moment, everything burst open, laughter and tears at the same time, as if the world itself had begun to breathe again. Zeno stood clapping with childlike joy, his eyes shining, but curiosity was stronger than joy. Krillin said, "But how? Everything exploded." "In truth, I did not die. The necklace pulled my body directly into itself after the explosion, because this body was originally built thanks to it. There was a direct bond between me and it, and since Zeno's father's power was planted within it, and there was an energetic connection between us, manifestation became possible for them as well." Another moment of silence followed. Trunks said in a low voice, "But we're missing someone." Everyone lowered their heads. Goku sighed. "I know, but his body was not connected to the necklace, and so I couldn't bring him back." There was no loud mourning, only painful acceptance. Finally, Osiris stepped forward, his voice carrying an unusual solemnity. "Goku, what you did goes beyond thanks. And now the time for the next phase has come. I will
What am I
announce a
watching?
time and a
You like
place.
it?
I want all of you to come with me." He turned specifically to Goku, "and I want you
That's the
to
story
come alone
version of
after that."
the end,
Everyone was
Goku's
excited,
final
especially Goten.
divine,
Goku looked at Goten and said, "Just a little while, my son. I'll be back."
divine rising. Divine
And so
rising.
everyone
Zeno
disappeared with Osiris.
regains his true
Goku remained alone.
his
He
true
raised
form
his head toward the
and
sky. He was
returns
not
with his
afraid,
parents.
but he knew that what was coming
It's
would change
it's a
everything.
channel
The
called
place lay
King,
beyond the measures of all worlds. A still sky, glowing
King
like Earth's
Anime.
sky, ground
King
in
Anime.
an
It's
entirety of clouds, as if it had never
got
been
like
touched by a single step before.
898,000
Time had come.
views. You ever hear
Goku
like
was
the
flying
Dragon
alone
Ball
toward the
Z?
agreed location, thinking to himself,
You ever hear about Dragon Ball
Osiris
Z
said
or
there
anything
would be
like
3
that?
surprises. 3.
It's
hard to
basically
imagine
that,
anything after all
but
we've
it's
been through.
somebody
But if
telling
he's
it
the
in
one
a
who
story
said it,
because of the
it must be
copyrights.
beyond
They
expectations.
can't,
At last,
put
he
it on
arrived at
YouTube
the
or
palace.
whatever.
The
But
just
they can tell it in a
tower,
story
unlike the
version and
palace's
use some of
peaks,
the,
more like the very seat of
you know what I'm
truth
saying?
itself. Goku stepped toward the entrance. His
Not
heart was
familiar.
calm,
Dragon Ball
but
Z
still
is kind of like
confidence, joy.
something you can relate it to. Would be like
Unease that did
Gundam.
not spoil the moment.
It's an
Before
anime.
he could take 2 more steps, Ozarius was there, standing at the gate, wearing a deep
I know you're a little
smile.
older, but
Not a
if
smile of
you like
victory,
Gundam
but a
and
smile of
anime, or
contentment.
even if you still like
Beside
cartoons,
him
I like
stood
cartoons
Zeno's
still.
mother, a warm
Um,
gaze carrying silent gratitude. Goku
Yeah,
said, "Hello,
but
I've come."
it's not
He
Japan. I
replied,
mean,
almost in
yeah, it's
unison.
Japanese
"Welcome,
anime,
Goku."
but
The mother added,
it's
"You
Americanized
came
too.
at the
You know
right
what I'm
time."
saying?
Goku glanced around
For the American
slightly.
palate, I
Where
like
is
the whole
Zeno?
Dragon Ball
A
Z
brief
cartoon. I
silence
used to
fell.
watch it on
Then,
Cartoon Network
small footsteps.
back in the
Light,
day when it came out, when I was
innocent,
still a
yet
teenager,
clearly
and then I've
audible.
always
The
kind of kept
shadow
up
of a
with the
child appeared from
evolution
behind
of
the
it.
gate.
It's really
One
good
step
action,
Then another,
stuff like
until
that.
he was fully revealed. A child with pure features,
Good
shining
storyline,
eyes,
as you can
a
tell.
calm presence,
If you think it's
holding
neat, you know what I mean?
Ozarius' hand, and with the other, his mother's. Goku froze, his eyes widened. "Zeno, you've returned to your
Never really
original
watched
form."
it.
The
Yeah, I
child
did.
smiled.
You got a couple
"Yes,
years on me
Goku.
though. You
I
still got your
returned to how I
mid-50s, right?
was, and all of this is because of you." Goku chuckled softly, overcome by a feeling he could not name. Zeno said, "My father will reward you for everything you've done. We will never forget it." Goku replied, "All right, I don't like waiting. I want to see these surprises." Ozarius smiled. Then
The newer versions of the Dragon Ball stuff
Goku
haven't
stepped
made
forward.
it like
Slow
to
steps,
mainstream and
anticipation,
TV yet here in
tension. The
America.
moment he crossed it, the scene
You
exploded.
could find them, but you'd have to pay to
Lights,
watch them.
laughter, familiar voices.
And,
They were all there.
so it's kind of
His
a way for me
friends,
to
his family.
kind
They
of get
wore
the gist of
elegant
it a little bit until I
celebratory
get to
clothes,
actually see
as
the
if time
episodes
itself had
at one of
chosen
these
to be
days.
kind to this once. His smile widened. Then he stopped. Someone was standing in front of him. His features, his movements, even the way he stood, so similar to his own. The young man lifted his head and smiled. "Welcome, father." In that moment, Goku froze. He stared at him for a long time. Then
Yeah,
his
it's
eyes
kind of
widened.
cool. Yeah.
"Goten? Is that you? You've grown up so suddenly." Goten smiled with calm confidence. "Yes, father. 10 additional years. I'm no longer the child you left behind. And now, I stand equal to the world you live in." Elisha, Zeno's mother, stepped forward. "I'm the one who did that, Goku. It wouldn't have been fair for him to return as a child while the world around him had changed. I increased his age without harming his body or his soul. He returned stronger." Goku embraced him, as if seeing his son for the first time. Elisha smiled. "But Goku, this is not the purpose of all that is here. Step forward." Goku raised his head. The scene changed. The gods of destruction stood in a single line, silent, their faces serious. On the other side, the Kaioshin, with an unprecedented solemnity, and at the front, 2 thrones. Goku stopped in place. "What is all this?" Elisha smiled. "The gods of destruction wish to apologize, and existence itself has decided one thing. A high position awaits you, Goku. Step forward and sit." Goku began to walk. He passed between the gods of destruction, and they bowed without pride, like a belated acknowledgement. He advanced until he stood before the 2 thrones. Then he turned, uneasy. "Wait, what kind of rule is this? I'm not even good at these things." Ozarius smiled. "It will not be a traditional rule. You will hold a position beyond any classification. You saved existence, Goku, and what you did surpasses us all." Goku looked again at the 2 thrones. "But I see 2 thrones. For whom is the other? Will we rule together?" Ozarius slowly shook his head. "No, Goku. There is someone who deserves it more than I do." Goku grew confused. He looked around. The faces were smiling. A strange smile, as if hiding something. There's something concealed. What's happening? And suddenly, footsteps. Not ordinary footsteps. Steps that carried authority, majesty, and the weight of history. They grew clearer. Then he appeared. a sharp gaze, royal features unmistakable to the eye, holding his daughter in his arms. It was Vegeta. Goku froze. His eyes widened. He didn't move. He didn't breathe. Goku, in a broken voice. Vegeta? How did you come back? Is this really you? Vegeta stopped in front of him and looked at him with that look Goku knew so well. A calm, challenging gaze. Then a faint smile formed on his lips. Vegeta. What kind of stupid question is that, Kakarot? Do you really think the Prince of the Saiyans disappears that easily? Goku's voice trembled, his eyes filled with tears, and suddenly he leapt toward him, hugged him tightly, a long, sincere, almost childlike embrace. Vegeta's body stiffened. Hey, that's enough. Get your hands off me. Everyone's watching. Ozarius smiled and stepped forward. Let me explain, Goku. Vegeta's return was not a random miracle. When he sacrificed himself, he left behind a trace of his essence connected to the power that was used at the time. The reason is that I was part of both his body and yours during your fusion. The necklace captured that trace, merged it with the stored power, and with the balance of energy, it became possible to manifest his body once again. It wasn't a clone, but a complete restoration of his existence, exactly as it happened with you. Only this time, I played a role in it. So that's why you meant the two thrones? You want me and Vegeta? Vegeta glanced at him from the side. Don't misunderstand. This existence doesn't mean much to me. What matters is that you're still standing here. Suddenly, a massive aura burst forth from Vegeta. He transformed. A sacred form, stable, majestic. Goku's eyes widened. But how? Xeno's father's power is no longer inside you. Vegeta let out a short laugh. Power? Power is just a tool. Will is the source, and whoever possesses it doesn't need to borrow anything. Xeno's mother stepped forward, her voice calm. And you as well, Goku. Your body has grown accustomed to this transformation. The difference now is that you need endurance, not explosion. Goku closed his eyes. The world stilled. Then, pure energy surged forth, balanced, refined, different. He opened his eyes. He had arrived. Goku with pure amazement. This is incredible. Vegeta smiled. The spark of challenge returned to his eyes. So what do you say we celebrate in our own way? I've waited for this moment a long time, Kakarot. Goku laughed. Me too. Let's see how far we've come. And in an instant, they vanished. They reappeared outside the palace. First collision, the sky trembled, but did not shatter. Even blows. Power without hatred. A fight not for survival, but for life itself. Friends watched from the windows, smiling, some crying, not out of fear, but relief, because now they knew darkness may fall, but light does not triumph by strength alone. It triumphs by will and by hearts that refuse to be extinguished.
Yeah, that was a good story. Oh, yeah.
Fancy Feast Gems. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, and I'm here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn Program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps.
Pussy power and patience.
Price.
No.
Price. Price.
Power, pussy, and...
Price fits your budget.
I'm 54. What's a smoke?
What are the 3 Ps? Poop.
What's my price?
Sick.
$9.95 a month.
I'm 65. I'm retired, and I take medication.
The 3-piece.
Also $9.95 a month.
I'm on a thick.
Swapping wenches.
All right, we got a flight. Flat tire. Monday morning.
Got the Monday morning
Every car
flat.
in the book except for a jet. But it's okay. We got one right here now. We got 2 jets. 3 jets. We're just gonna lift it up with the boom. Before we even I have to have you jump in it and put it in neutral.
I gotta get dressed again. Damn it.
All right, we got his tires swapped.
I thought I was
over.
done
He's
getting
put
dressed
spare
for the
back
day.
on.
Sick.
Ah, look at this. That went right in his tire. Somebody self-tapper, washer, something to hold body panel, or I don't know, but it was in the trail. And we got it up. Got him done. So here we go.
Thank you, so. All right, so I got back from St. George yesterday from the Tread Off-Road Expo. All this stuff was here. I already opened it. I didn't film any of it, so I apologize for that. I got a little excited. Here is what broke. So we've already shown you guys where we took all that apart. Anyway, this
Spindle.
broke off right here.
Is it the
Next
spindle?
down to these tiny threads. And so that's what snapped off. There's a thread snapped off right there. So here is its replacement.
Oh yeah.
So that is going to be way better, way beefier, way to get a new hub. So here is the hub that we had on here. This had 10-inch brake rotor. So now we're an 11-inch brake rotor, way bigger hub, can hold the bearings, do all the stuff. This is you versus the guy she told you not to worry about.
Yeah.
Sent me another
Isn't that the
GPS
story of
screen,
life?
so we've got an upgraded GPS screen, so that's cool. Thank you, mate.
Sick.
So what it came with is this goes on here and it offsets, and what it was gonna do was it was gonna drop this down to like right
It's
there,
you and the guy
Right
in this
right there.
garage told you not to
and
worry
that would
about.
raise the front of the car, and I don't really want to do that. So I think what we're gonna do is cut off this old setup. So we reuse the knuckle and the steering is already mounted on there. The car's set up, everything's good. So we'll cut this out and set it on here and weld it in. So then we're all good to go. We'll bring you guys along. I just wanted to show you because I want to start messing with stuff. This guy cut off. So we tried to cut it right here, but it was welded on the inside also. That's why we couldn't get it off. This piece goes on here. So we'll put this in there and full weld that out. And we'll stick it on there where we need the brake rotor to talk to. And we'll this to come over here. And this to come over here. So there, we got that off. That'll make it a little more better what we're going for to put this straight onto there. So we're doing that, we can just put that on there. Sean showed up and decided we needed AC, which is a good plan. Got the swamp cooler going, already feeling fantastic. So I got this on, that all welded on there. Sean's got the bolt in place. We got our safety wire on there. So on this one, I've got this all cut off, so we can weld the new one on once we get it tacked on, and then we'll take it over there and full weld it. This is the original one, so that's how much it necks down to those threads. All right, so there we are. We've got this all together and everything is all done. And then this one, I'm packing the bearings right now, and then going together with it. And then we're just gonna bleed the brakes and then see what the tires measure, see how much wider we are, and check everything out, and we should be good.
Sick. Nobody.
Blake spread. The Blake spread. The brake spread. Anything. So these have two high points, so you gotta bleed both of them to get all the air out and get everything working. It was not working last night. So I'm gonna jump in, deploy the old camera stick up here. This is the next day. Mike came back to work. Yeah. Shame on him. Because now he has to deal with this. We tried all day yesterday. None of it was on camera. We filmed all what we were doing. We showed you. No. The brake bleeding process is not working. I have no idea what's going on. I know I'm losing my patience and losing my mind. We're going to try yet again to get something. I left it open all night to maybe some bubbles would pop out or something. We're gonna look into it. We'll bring you guys along as soon as we figure out. As soon as I update Mike on the horribleness of this.
We moved on to a new fireworks too. Happy 4th of July, it's coming up soon.
Yeah.
250. This is a radiator cap. What does that do with brakes? And then you're like, why are they welding? And then you're like, okay, so here's what's happening. This goes on top of here. We're trying to pressurize this system to force fluid through. You get it, right? Okay, we're going to pressurize this cap. And to do that, we're making our own cap because we don't want to ruin that one. That one's still nice. So we're adding this coolant cap thingy so we can put our cooling pressure tester on there and pressurize and push the fluid where it needs to go, thus solving all of our worldly problems. It sounds right. Oh yeah, that's a winner, dude.
We gotta make sure that the big drums
So it can seal properly. Alright, we're gaining on this high pressure cap idea. Oh yeah, you can feel our doing magic. It's gonna aerate our brake fluid even faster. Oh yeah, some precision milling. It's fine. It's more milling. We have our pressure vessel pressurizing. Alright, we've encountered some sealing issues. We tried this glove as a gasket. We got a little bit of unflatness. Rory's over here using the lathe to... We're trying to create a flat surface. Don't ask questions. It might be the coolest thing you've ever seen.
Oh. Oh.
So we're gonna go back to pressure bleeding here.
So there's our gasket
Side note, it worked.
to separate fluid from air. And yes, it did work.
Apparently one of the spindles is at a slightly different angle from the other one.
I welded it on wrong.
So we're gonna modify.
I'll explain what I did wrong in a minute, but let's just show what we're doing to correct it.
I shouldn't be out here weed whacking and building fireplaces from River Rock by myself. Okay? I really shouldn't be. And I shouldn't be carrying that, there we go, that pile of wood down here by myself. That's what a man's for. That's a man's job. Let's start acting like men. So us ladies.
Start acting like ladies then. And you'll find men.
How are you that far north and it's not like cold all the time?
breathable. It also shell casing in our Polish avocado.
Is that?
We just found a round. Oh yeah, Polish avocado.
We bought this from Publix yesterday. Today. No, it was yesterday. I thought it was a stand-up for.
No, that's called a 22 rimfire.
Should we dissect it?
What do you mean dissect it? Just fucking grab it and pull it out. It's a fucking 22 caliber fucking sticking in your avocado. What do you need to cut it for? Dude, grab it.
We need hopefully.
Oh, God. How embarrassing as a fucking male that you're afraid of a fucking 22 shell casing.
So can we like get money on this?
There it is. It's a casing.
The fuck?
There's a
No way.
shell casing
Wait,
in a
is that
Publix
really
avocado.
all it is?
Oh, maybe the bullet's in here.
Jesus. Fucking people.
So which one are you actually choosing? We have the Audi right here on the left, and then we have the Mini on the right. So which one are you actually
I mean, if I have to choose.
This is a cell-phone storage hard drive. You can store over 250,000 photos and 500 hours of HD videos. Yes, that's how much you can store. Let me show you how easy it is to use it. First, plug in your phone, then you select the photos and videos you want to save.
That.
Give unforgettable birthday gifts to weaken their joy.
Pussy.
This is gonna go one or two ways. It's gonna be badass or it's gonna be awesome. That's the only two options.
Oh my god. Trust me, this bathtub frame stuff.
Oh my God.
You know why Sildenafil didn't work? Have you met a girl that has two sides to her? What do you mean, like she's two-faced? No. I mean a girl where you can just tell she has multiple good sides to her. Like evil? More like temptation. Have you ever met a girl that has two sides?
Oh my gosh.
You're probably trying this ring. I had no idea I could be smart. Just for that.
Looks like it's stopped. Oh, it's stopped. Nice.
Turning like it's sucking stuff off when you turn.
Oh yeah,
That tire is digging in.
for sure. Yeah, I was noticing it quite a bit.
So, when we were at the expo, we were talking with the carpet off-road guys for their winches. So, first one we're gonna put on is gonna be like,
This rope has been driving me crazy for a while, so it's got to get out of here. And then this winch has been stalling quite a bit. I've needed it a few times.
and once we get this unboxed, we'll show you what I'm really happy about with these winches. And what I don't like. Okay, so now the other thing is all my winches
Up here to the dash to the switch, we've got to make sure we reconnect that. So here is my biggest complaint. This. This is your winch control. I don't like this versus this. I like to have something that you can't set down and forget. Right? Take it as you will. I really like the Harbor Freight setup we're at. Like it's the same controller. This has its own setup, and it has a magnetron. I don't like how you button down forever to get there. So you go over, you just turn it on, turn it off. Right? Like that, I kind of like. It's like I like a lot of different aspects, but nobody makes one that I love. Yeah. I do love Harbor Freight.
Oh.
It was a game changer.
Take it to the face. Let Michael take it to the face.
That was fun. Moved on to we're gonna pull this control box apart so that we can tie our power wire into this and our other wire. So it is between yellow and white. So look at here, green and black. Okay.
Well, I would say yellow goes with green because that's active colors.
Good things happening.
Okay. All right.
Around. So now what we need, you need to get the winch up here, make sure it fits, and then get some wires hooked up so we can then test.
All right.
So had I built this winch point right, this would just drop right in. Since I didn't build this winch point right, that's not what's happening. Right in.
You make enough room.
Oh.
Here, put that beautiful thing away.
All right.
We don't want to lose that. We lose all the other tools. We don't want to lose that. Mike just got an additional ground welded all over there.
The back door is open. If you want outside,
Got
you
the
can do it.
lucky wiring for the switch inside right here. And I'm gonna run this over. And we're gonna push it here. And then Mike's gonna push the button. If it goes in, we know it's right. If it doesn't, we know it's left. Turn the power on.
Okay.
All right, no fires.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Try in. Okay, that's out. Okay, now try in. All right, good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook it up the way Mike said to hook it.
Yellow and green, black and white.
Yellow and green.
See, I knew that Packard colors would come in handy someday.
Okay, try in, Mike. Yellow. That's it. Good.
All right, we are on the final stages here.
There's that. That all fits. There's that guy. We have all the options now.
Dang, that is fast.
Fuck Vicar.
That's awesome, right? Get any smaller? Nice. Dude, that's crazy how far that'll reach. Good. Like I said, it's full wrap and a half. All right. Pulls fast, no load. Yeah. And it pulls pretty good under a load. Yeah, it's fine. What I love most about these winches is like they're modular, so you can kind of swap out the planetary or the motor. You can get a bigger motor if you want more power, get a different planetary, but keep the winch. Like, they're all pretty interchangeable. So, you want a smaller winch, a smaller motor, you know, this and that. Like, the housings are different. For like 6,000, whatever. But a lot of the bigger housings are like a certain size, so then you can swap motor and planetary to what speed you want, gear reduction, and horsepower. Alright. That's cool. Ready to be cool. We're definitely gonna put this to the test. I'm excited already. So we're gonna pull the winch out. We're gonna redo this lower winch with the carbon winch over here. Now, check this out. This box is mounted, this control box is mounted right there. Okay. And the wires run up into that motor. So we're going to leave that control box and put the wires on that winch. Okay. That way our controller stays exactly as it was. Yeah, we just have a different winch. Yeah. This carbon winch is a 15,000 pound. It has a different gear reduction and a bigger motor than the one we did on the buggy. It's 9,000. It's not the about it. It's the same looking winch. It's the same size, same everything, same all that stuff. So super cool.